Assalamu alaikum. Today we shall discuss theoretical framework. Theoretical framework is the concept which becomes familiar to the scholars at MS, MPhil or PhD level in the very beginning of their studies when they start reading the literature. Theoretical framework is made of two words, theoretical and framework. From this we can define it as a framework which represents something theoretical, and theoretical means relating to theory. So a framework which represents something theoretical or theory. Now the word framework actually refers to the model or structure in which there are different parts and they are connected together. These relationships between the parts or factors are more precisely in social research variables. These relationships between the variables or factors makes it a structure or framework. Therefore, the theoretical framework refers to a structure wherein there are variables or factors and that are connected together in the form of a theory. So, theoretical framework represents the theory which is made of variables and interrelationships regarding a particular topic selected by the researcher. Now, who gives the theory and how the theory appears in the literature? Theory is given by experts or researchers, and it is in the form of a claim by the researchers or experts about certain factors and their interrelationships. For example, social media affects political awareness. This is what is available in the literature as a claim by the researchers or experts on this area of study, that social media affects political awareness. Now you see, social media is factor one and political awareness is the second factor in this claim, and the word affects shows or it tells us about the type of relationship between these two variables. For example, affects, social media affects political awareness, which means that the direction of effect is from social media to the political awareness. Likewise, employee motivation is changed by the transformational leader or manager. Here we can see that the impact of transformational leader is being discussed on the employee motivation. From research point of view, social media affects political awareness, so social media is independent variable and political awareness is playing the role of dependent variable or test variable. Likewise, in this claim, employee motivation is changed by transformational leader or manager, means that the transformational leadership is the independent variable which affects the employee motivation. So, the theoretical framework, which actually talks about the theory framework, simply refers to the presentation of the model or theory in the form of text. This is the textual representation or demonstration of the theory behind the topic. And then we can use graphical tools to represent the model or theoretical framework in the form of boxes, like box 1 represents the factor 1, box 2 represents factor 2, and the arrow represents the effects are changed. It represents that SM is affecting PA, so SM is independent variable and PA is dependent variable. Likewise, transformational leadership changes the employee motivation, so TFL is independent variable and EM is dependent variable. After this understanding of theoretical framework, I would comment that if that is the role of theoretical framework, that it represents the theory behind the topic, and theory says what are the factors or the variables in the theory and how are they connected together, what is the direction of their relationships. If that is the theoretical framework, then in other words, theoretical framework works as a soul of the research project. It is the engine of the research project, and it is a complete guide for the social researcher to conduct any kind of research activity. So, given this, the theoretical framework as the central and the prime major theme of the research process in social research and any other research, we can conclude that research is a process of data collection and analysis for the sake of, number one, generating the theories and then testing the theories, thereby adding knowledge to the existing knowledge, existing body of knowledge. When we say theoretical, final point is that theoretical refers to theory, then theory exists in the form of knowledge in our mind or in the form of theory. Actually, theory is the part of knowledge, but it is that part which has to be tested. When a theory is tested and it turns true, that whatever was claimed in the statement or hypothesis, or whatever was claimed, if it is verified by the situation, then the theory becomes knowledge. But if it is not accepted as a truth, as a valid hypothesis in a particular setting, then it means that the theory needs some changes. So when we bring changes in the theory as per requirements of the situation, then the theory works as knowledge in that particular situation. So finally, I would comment that the theoretical framework is the most critical part in every social research process, and the student has to understand, not instantly, but continue understanding the role of theoretical framework in helping the scholar at different steps or levels of research. Khuda Hafiz.